Hi there! So I did so many colorful looks lately that today I decided to show you a basic neutral look that works for any eye shape. I can safely say that I kind of miss neutrals these days. There's just something classy and timeless about neutrals. You know how much I love colors, but I do love neutrals as well, so I miss them, and today we're going to do a neutral look. Okay, let's get started. This is going to be pretty basic, very beginner friendly, so grab your brushes and try this look along with me. Well, let me just tell you what brushes I'm using. This is a Sigma E25 brush, a classic blending brush, pretty fluffy, pretty big. This is a Morphe M506, you can see it's a little bit smaller. And then you're going to need a flat brush or your finger. You can replace the brush with your finger. This is a Morphe M124 that I have here, just a flat brush. Next I'm going to need a small detail brush for my inner corner. This is an e.l.f. concealer brush. Any small detail brush will do. And I'm not sure if I'm going to use this, but I will have it on hand just in case. A small angled or flat brush. I feel like flat would be the ideal case. I just don't have a clean one, so I'm using a angle brush. This is a Makeup Addiction small angle brush. This is going to be used on my lower lash line. If I don't know, maybe if this one is too big for my lower lash line, I will use the angled one, but I'm going to see about that. My main issue with neutrals is that I don't really have a proper neutral palette, except for my soft glam, but like there's something that is missing from each of my neutral palettes. For example, this one, the Chocolates by Juvia's Place. This could have been perfect for a neutral look, but the shimmers in it are a little bit too dark for me. Then I have my Juvia's Place Masquerade palette, and it obviously has a lot of colors, but it also has a lot of neutrals. The issue with this one is that it does not have a transition shade. So all the browns here are way too dark for me to use in my crease. The issue with my Soft Glam by Anastasia Beverly Hills is I don't really enjoy the shimmers. My ideal type of a shimmer is this kind of a champagne shade. That's why I'm reaching for this one today. So kind of like a medium, kind of leaning light to medium shimmer. That's my ideal type of shimmer. My requests are pretty basic. I need a transition shade, I need a darker shade of brown, and I need a light to medium shimmer. You would say that I'm not asking for too much, you know, but my palettes aren't really fulfilling those needs. So when I'm doing a neutral look, I always have to reach for more than one palette, which I don't really mind, but it's just a thing. Let's start with the transition shade. I will be using this one from the Chocolates by Juvia's Place, and I will be using the big fluffy brush. Just going to pick the shade on my brush, obviously, tap off the excess, because I don't want the excess falling on my face. I already did my face makeup, and I don't want fallout, because that could be tricky to clean up. And by the way, you will need some kind of a base on your eyelids. I do have my a little bit of concealer and my Urban Decay Primer potion. Just make sure that you have something on your lids. It's going to help you blend a little bit easier, and it's also going to make the eyeshadow a little bit more long lasting. You can use concealer if you don't have a proper eyeshadow primer, so concealer works just fine. You can maybe set it with a little bit of translucent powder, again, to increase the longevity of the eyeshadow. You can do what works for you, just make sure that you have something on your lids. So like I said, this kind of a makeup works on any eye shape. Just make sure that you might want to keep your eyes open when you're doing eyeshadow. I know it sounds a little bit counterintuitive because a lot of people close their eyes when they're doing eyeshadow, but if you're a beginner especially, keeping your eyes open will really help you to see how you can place shadows so they show up when you have your eyes open, because a lot of people have more hooded eyes, maybe deep set eyes, and you do a work of art with your eyes closed and then you open your eyes and nothing of that is visible basically. So for me and my deep set eyes, I will place the shadow a little bit above my crease, because anything I place in my crease will be swallowed by my crease and won't be visible when I open my eyes. So having that in mind, I'm actually starting from my outer corner because I do love to concentrate my darker shadows in my outer corner, because it really helps extending the eye. And then I will just slowly build my way up to my crease. Basically this area a little bit above my crease. but again I'm concentrating the shadow on my outer corner. Kind of depends on the shape that you prefer. Like I said, I do prefer a more extended shape of the eye. If you like your eyes to be a little bit more rounded, you can take this kind of in a round shape along your crease. But I will link a video, a very interesting video about how you can make your eyes rounder versus a little bit more elongated. I did do a couple of videos like that. For me and my eye shape, I do like to stop a little bit, kind of like halfway on my lid. I don't really like bringing a lot of darkness in this inner portion, but I can just use a little bit or like whatever is left on my brush in this area, just so it's not completely naked. But at this point I don't have a lot of shadow on my brush, so not a lot of color will go into that area. Like I said, my brush is almost clean. I can really blend the shadow into my skin. I'm doing large circular motions because since this is a very light color and my brush is almost clean, I don't risk making a mess around my lids, you know? I'm taking a little bit more of that shadow and I'm applying it on my lower lash line as well, but again I'm starting from my outer corner. And the transition shades should be 1-2 shades darker than your skin tone. So it's basically just that, it's a transition between the color of your skin and the darker colors that you are about to use on your eyes. You basically want to blend the eyeshadow into your skin tone, and that's what you're doing with this transition shade. And then I like flicking my brush like that again to get a nice elongated shape. But again, not a lot of product is left on my brush at the moment, so it doesn't really look like I applied eyeshadow on my temples, but it just looks like I extended a little bit. It just looks like a very soft shadow. Then I would like a little bit more intensity in my shadow, so I will pick up a darker brown. I'm going to go for this one, again in the Chocolate Velvet by Juvia's Place, and I will use the smaller blending brush, my Morphe M506. I'm going to tap off the excess, and you know what, I actually think I'm going to mix in a little bit of this darkest shade, just because this brown is a little bit too warm for what I want. And I'm going to place this shadow just in the outer corner of my eye. And as you can see, I'm kind of placing it in an angle shape, so I want the thickness to be exactly in the outer corner of my eye right here. And I'm placing it a little bit thinner along my lash line, but only up to the center of my eye. I hope I make sense. This placement again really lifts up my outer corner, you can see already, even though I did not blend it properly. And the pressure, I'm using very little pressure on my brush. That is something really important to keep in mind. When you use softer movements, it kind of helps blend the shadow a little bit better. And I'm stopping kind of like on my crease level. I'm not going any upper than this. And I'm doing little tiny circular motions to really blend this one into the transition shade. I'm applying very little pressure on the brush at this point, and I will use whatever is left on my brush to accentuate that extension that I did in my outer corner. So I'm doing little flicks of the brush, very soft, gentle ones. Taking a little bit more of this mixture of shadows that I did, and I will apply them on the outer corner of my lower lash line as well. If you need to, you can pick up a smaller brush. If you feel like you don't have control over a bigger brush like this. And I'm again connecting it to the top part and accentuating that extension. You basically want the extension to be, I don't know how to say this. You basically want the extension of the eye to be formed by both the upper and lower lid. So when they connect here, they create a little extension together. It's like a hug. They hug in my outer corner. Wow, such a beautiful metaphor. I'm just talking about eyeshadows. Then if you're a perfectionist like me, you can take your fluffy brush and really blend these colors together. I don't have any additional product on the brush, so it's just whatever transition I have left over here. And I feel like I need to go back to my previous brush. Basically that's what blending looks like for me. Just jumping back and forth between brushes. Again, very softly touching my eyelids. And back to the fluffy brush. Feel like that's about right. Now for my shimmers, I'm going to reach for my other palette, the Masquerade palette. Oh my god, it has a message here. It's inspired by festivities, usually filled with beautiful and striking colors, enormously captured and celebrated with joy, beauty, vibrancy, and spirituality. Okay. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to pick up this shimmer right here. I'm actually going to use a brush first. Let me see how it applies with the brush. You can obviously use your finger unless you have like really long nails and deep set eyes. Long nails with deep set eyes is just a horrible combo for applying the shimmers with your finger, because I can't reach this inner portion of my eye when I have longer nails, because it goes deep into my head and my nails just poke my nose here and I can't reach that area. Right now I do have slightly shorter nails that really match this eyeshadow look. I picked the shadow on my flat brush and I'm going to start from the inner portion of my eye. And that is gorgeous. Champagne, goldish goodness. Love that. And I'm just going to fade it towards my inner corner. But I do want the most light to be here in the inner portion of my eye. Then I'm just going to fade it into the mattes. That shimmer is actually so beautiful. I'm going to pick the little blending brush that I used a little bit earlier with no additional product on it, and I'm just going to fade this shimmer here. Just going over the edge. And I also want to take the fluffy brush and fade the upper part of the shimmer. Then I'm going to need a lighter shimmer. You can also use your highlighter. I just don't have it here with me. I actually did not use a highlighter today. I just used kind of like a blush topper. I always wondered what people do with the pink tones. Like, you know, the highlighting palettes that have a pink highlighter in them? I always wonder what people do with those. Basically, I think it's just a blush topper. So I applied that pink shimmer like all over my blush. And now it looks like I have some highlighter as well. Kind of enjoy that look. So I picked the lighter shimmer on my detail brush and I'm just going to stamp it in the inner corner of my eye and fade it. I'm going to fade it on my lower lash line and on my top lid as well. And especially for my deep set eyes, bringing a lot of light in my inner corner is really flattering, because naturally my eyes go really deep into my head, especially here. So naturally I have a lot of darkness in this area. Since we're here, I picked a little bit more of that highlighter shade and I'm going to highlight my brow bone with it. I'm just going to finish off the eyes with a little bit of mascara, but first I'm curling my lashes. This look is very versatile. So if you like false lashes, you can apply false lashes. You can wear it, in my opinion, for daytime. I know for a lot of people it's a little bit heavy for daytime. I'm going to wear it for daytime because it's actually 3 p.m. where I live. I'm applying the Catrice Pure Volume Mascara. So like I said, it's very versatile. It works for special occasions as well. So for nighttime, for clubbing, for weddings, I feel like, even for brides, I feel like this could be a beautiful look. You can wear it with a wing liner if you want, even though I don't really recommend it because we blend it so beautifully. So adding a graphic wing liner over the beautiful faded shadows that we have going on here will kind of ruin the aesthetic, let's say. I'm going to apply the mascara on my lower lashes as well. You can do, if you want to intensify it even more, you can apply black or dark brown on your waterline. I feel like that could also be a gorgeous nighttime look. Or on the other side, if you would like to lighten it a little bit, you can apply a white or light cream pencil on your waterline. Okay, let's move on to the lips. This look is again very versatile. You can wear it with whatever lip color that you like. You can do red, you can do like dark colors, but I'm going to do nude. Obviously, I'm in the safe zone with nudes. So I'm going to line my lips with this Boys and Berries lip pencil in the shade Butter Nude. I'm just going to slightly overline in the center of my lip. On my bottom lip, I'm just going to follow my lip line. And I'm going to do a little bit of filling in on the sides. And I'm going to apply a lighter shade in the center of my lip. I'm going to go for this Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in the shade Driver. And just blend it with my fingers. And you can leave it like that if you like, but I'm a gloss girl, so I'm just going to apply gloss on top as well. I'm gonna go for the Gloss Bomb by Fenty in the shade Fussy. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and you found it useful. Do you usually go for neutrals or colors? Let me know in the comments below because I'm curious to hear. You know I'm a color girl, lately especially, but I do love a good neutral look like this. This is very flattering. I feel like it works on any eye shape. It opens up the eyes, it extends the eye. It's just a universal flattering look and I really love it. I want to hear your thoughts as well in the comments. And that's it for me today. I really hope you're having the most amazing day ever and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye!